Meantime, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu arrived in the U.S. this morning for another high-stakes meeting with President Trump at the White House.
The two are working toward a ceasefire deal in Gaza. We have Doug Luzader joining us now live from Washington, D.C. on this expected meeting. Good morning.
Good morning. May hear a fair amount of talk about Iran as well, especially in the wake of those U.S. airstrikes. But Gaza is going to be a big focus here as the president pushes for a ceasefire. The 4th of July flyover at the White House is just one indicator of what President Trump will want to talk about today. And look for him to tout the U.S. bombing mission in Iran when he sits down once again with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House.
We're going to have a meeting on Iran, obviously, and, the success. It was a great success.
Netanyahu called it a tremendous victory over a shared enemy as he departed Israel yesterday. That war between Israel and Iran wrapped up in just 12 days. But the bigger issue now may be Gaza, an intense conflict that is approaching the 2-year mark.
I think we're close to a deal on Gaza. We could have it this week.
The president is pushing for a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas that includes the return of Israeli hostages. Hamas appears to be open to it, but there are unresolved questions, including whether it would track to a permanent end to the war. The Democrats say the president is not the deal maker he thinks he is.
He is not bringing peace to Ukraine and Russia. He's not bringing peace to the Middle East, for that matter, despite everything they talk about. Their wars continue. The war in Gaza continues.
And much may hinge on what these two leaders can hash out at the White House today. And it's also a matter of Congress. The Prime Minister will be meeting with congressional leaders, he says, from both parties during this visit. Bob and Jen.
Some of the thinking here, Doug, is that Hamas has been further weakened because of those strikes on Iran and perhaps might be more amenable to negotiations.
You know, groups like Hamas were certainly backed by Iran, and they are kind of having a real moment right now after that 12-day war. So there is this question of what Hamas really has in its corner right now, what cards it has to play. It really comes down to those hostages.
Right, and a big humanitarian crisis there to deal with, too. So, yeah, they want this war to end. We'll see what happens here. Doug Luzader live for us in Washington. We appreciate it, Doug. Thank you.
Thank you.